From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big early mornings broadcast as $1,400 third stimulus checks will be landing in bank accounts within 24 hours. This is as a third wave of $1,400 third stimulus checks went out last Friday. The effective date is March 31st, but some viewers will not get it tomorrow. Some may get it today, and others will get it in the mail. I'll have all the details across the board. Meantime, incredible great news as tomorrow a fourth stimulus package is debuted. It has stimulus in there, it has relief, it has infrastructure, and it has climate. I have all the details. And there's incredible great news now that Chuck Schumer may have the ability to get it passed with another reconciliation. Not one, but two more. You'll see the latest detail from Chuck Schumer. Meantime, shocking new video from the CDC. As the head of the CDC, Dr. Walensky, nearly breaks down as the virus surges out of control once again. A new warning from the president. But while he debuts not one, but four executive orders, what's going on with eviction moratorium? Elsewhere, details about that standalone bill of reoccurring stimulus checks, what's going on with CDC, what's going on with SBA, great news about EIDL, and the confusing details about SBA, about SSDI, SSI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, and Direct Express. How some viewers have been left to guess, and while this channel is trying to have you check the mail. From the West Coast to the East Coast, as we go into a new morning, there's so much happening for you. The toast is toasted, the butter is buttering, I'm here, you're here, and the coffee is brewing. The only thing missing, of course, is that darn bacon. What does it take to get some bacon in this place? I'm so excited for you. Let's get ready to rock and roll. This is Early Mornings LALATE. How are you? So much coming up in today's recording. I'll have that big video from the White House, also from the CDC, Chuck Schumer, and more. And I'll have the latest details on fourth stimulus, eviction moratorium, and all the breaking details. Boy, Monday was a big day of news, and if you missed any of it, there's a lot more happening overnight and today, Tuesday. How are you? It's Tuesday morning. Ready to crush the Tuesday? Ready to crush the Tuesday? It doesn't have a ring like Crush the Monday, but Crush the Tuesday. How are you? It's birthday week here on LALATE. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss a single recording across the board. And boy, there's a lot happening. Also, like this video. Let's try to do 3,000 likes. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. And guess what? Maybe you see me in the live chat. Maybe you don't. You never know when I jump into the live chat. Let's get to the breaking news right off the bat. $1,400 third stimulus checks are landing in mailboxes today, and they landed yesterday as well. That is the second wave of stimulus checks. Viewers of this channel, hundreds and thousands of viewers of this channel, got second waves of $1,400 third stimulus checks yesterday, and more will get it today, and more will get it the day after. What's going on? Let me give you the recap. There was a first wave of stimulus checks that went out and landed on March 17th. That was a Wednesday. That was St. Patrick's Day. Then there was a second wave that went out on March 24th. The second wave of direct deposit stimulus checks also had a second wave of mail checks, and those were March 26th. Of the largest group of the viewers of this channel that have results, they have March 26th mail check result dates. Hundreds of thousands of viewers of this channel have that. And that includes people on the Direct Express card, people on SSI and SSDI, people on railroad benefits, and people who would normally get a first and second stimulus check by direct deposit. It didn't land on March 26th. So what's the update? The great news is it's late. in the mail. That's the great news. Monday, we had about 100 plus viewers get that March 26th check land on Monday, March 29th. So today, March 30th, watch the mail because that March 26th check is landing as well. Meantime, what's going on today and tomorrow? There is a third wave of stimulus checks landed by direct deposit tomorrow, March 31st. Excuse me, March 31st. Who will get the checks today and who will get the checks tomorrow? The banks that may pay the checks today or release the funds today are Cash App, Chime, H&R Block, Green, Emerald Card, and also TurboTax, because under the first and second wave, they release funds a day earlier. The banks that will not release the funds earlier, but will release them tomorrow, March 31st, are the big banks and Direct Express. Going into tomorrow, March 31st, what do we have? We have a couple hundred viewers who have gotten alerts from Direct Express. There's a pending deposit for March 31st. We've had a viewer from US Bank that has a pending deposit for March 31st. We have had a lot of big bank and also credit union viewers who have sent me their alerts of pending deposits for March 31st. That is what we have going into tomorrow. We also have viewers who are on the irs.gov Track My Stimulus Check tool with alerts of deposits for March 31st. So we have a couple hundred viewers who have this for March 31st. We also have viewers who have that alert appearing on the IRS tool for 31st that wasn't there a few days ago. So we see the tools update itself as well. Great news. Now here is where the problematic news is. There is a lot of people, and I don't say a small frigid small thing. A lot of people have simply become adverse to the reality that a stimulus check will be landing in a mailbox, and I don't know why. Viewers have been trying to really push, some viewers have been trying to push a narrative that their check is only going to come by direct deposit and no other manner, shape, or form. This is actually exactly the antithesis, the opposite of what IRS has actually said. IRS, in its most recent news release from last Monday, said that if you do not receive a stimulus check by direct deposit March 24th, the second wave, it's in the mail. They said, look for the mail, it's in the mail. And yet, viewers still say, when is it landing my direct deposit? Or they say, I'm only getting by direct deposit. Or they say, I got the first and second by direct deposit. Why would I not get the third by direct deposit? Because it's Treasury. They have a right to decide how they want to send you the stimulus check. And they've given you the warning. If you ignore the warning, you may miss the check. The check is in the mail. So how many checks are in the mail? And how would you know if it's in the mail or direct deposit? This is sort of easy. The third wave is landing March 31st. Direct Express, March 31st. Big banks, March 31st. If you don't see it March 31st, it's in the mail. But you shouldn't wait to March 31st to see if it's in the mail. Why? Because you may be in the March 26th group that have gotten it from March 23rd through yesterday in the mail. The March 26th check started landing March 23rd and continued to land yesterday, March 29th. About a couple hundred viewers got it March 29th. More will get it today. They're late. So what I don't want you to do is not look at the mail. The mail will have a check for over 50% of the viewers this channel. The official word from Treasury is a large number of you who got that first and second stimulus check by direct deposit will not get it by direct deposit again. You will get it in the mail. Why? They just chose to do it that way. And that mail check will be a white envelope or a beige envelope. It's a skinny envelope. This is the actual envelope of the second stimulus check that the debit card came in. It's very bland. It doesn't show anything on it. It has no seal, no logo, no nothing. The red lettering says information about your economic impact payment. It's very skinny. It literally has nothing in there except the check or the debit card. And if you do not look at the mail or you don't look carefully at the mail, you may throw this away. And if you throw it away, it is incredibly, incredibly difficult to get it replaced. Those mail checks, when will they land? They will land across this week and next week. How do you know which day is yours? And what about Direct Express consumers? What about SSI and SSTI? I'll have more about that coming up in a little bit on this recording. But first, let me cut to what happened yesterday with the president. The president of the United States addressed the American people and talked about how we need to be vigilant about the virus and other issues. This is what went on going into the video of the president. The president addressed the United States and issued not one, but 4 executive orders. Let me go over all the executive orders that happened yesterday. First, the eviction moratorium extended, now extended to June. The eviction moratorium under the CDC has been extended to June. This is likely going to be the last round of the eviction moratorium. This is for renters of apartments and renters for homes. If you make less than $99,000 for an individual or $198,000 for a married couple. Why is this last round? Because it's being extended only because the third stimulus package is rent and utilities and mortgage assistance hasn't landed. Once it landed, they're not going to extend it again, insiders say. Second, there has been a fallout about this already. A lot of property owners apparently are unloading their properties because they can't afford to hold them anymore. It's hurting them too much. Second, the president issued other executive orders yesterday. One of them was to ramp up the delivery of the vaccine to the pharmacies. And this is after a new Political report says that the president's success of the pharmacies has been incredible, but he is stalled with the FEMA locations. The FEMA locations are only doing 60,000 doses a day nationally, which is a horrible number, whereas the pharmacies are doing 5 million every 4 days, which is an incredible number. So the president is ramping up the pharmacies. Meantime, the president's going to debut 4 stimulus tomorrow, and I'll have the details of that later in this video. But let's tune in to see what the president said yesterday when discussing the resurgence of the virus across the country. Let's listen in.
And to make that progress, over the last 3 days, we've had a record number of shots in arms with over 10 million shots recorded in the weekend. Over 10 million shots in 3 days. That would have been inconceivable in January. The progress we've made on vaccinating this country is a great American story. The federal government has stepped up, taken responsibility, and launched a massive federal vaccination program. Governors and mayors of both political parties, Republicans and Democrats, have stepped up as well. Our military, our National Guard, FEMA, they have all been incredible. Healthcare providers, community leaders from all walks of life. So many volunteers of all ages and backgrounds stepped up as well. And my fellow Americans, look at what we have done in the past 10 weeks. No other country has come close. 100 million shots in less than 60 days. And now we're moving to the next 100 million shots in just 40 days. You heard me say many times before, our progress on vaccination is a stunning example that there is nothing this country cannot do if we put our minds to it and we do it together. But as I've also said, I will always give you it straight from the shoulder. Our work is far from over. The war against COVID-19 is far from won. This is deadly serious. We share the sentiment of Dr. Walensky, the head of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The CDC expressed earlier today, this is not a time to lessen our efforts. That's what she said. We could still see a setback in the vaccination program. And most importantly, if we let our guard down now, we could see a virus getting worse, not better.
Later in this video, you will actually see that CDC video in which Dr. Walensky actually breaks down. In that video, she nearly breaks down because of the resurgence of the virus. The president goes on to indicate that he's also issued a new executive order that allows Americans of almost any adult age to get vaccinated after the middle of April, which is incredible, great news. Let's cut back to that $1,400 third stimulus check right now. This is what you need to know about true or false as we go into the new day. True or false? People on Direct Express are only getting the stimulus check by Direct Express. False. Very false. Over 50% of viewers who are on the Direct Express card will not get on the Direct Express card. It will come in the mail. Number 2, I got the first and second by mail, by direct deposit. It has to come by direct deposit as well. Untrue. Over 50% of the viewers will get it by mail. And this has actually been confirmed by Treasury over and over again. Third, no one has gotten the stimulus check from SSI and SSDI so far. Untrue. They got it on the first wave and they got it on the second wave. Finally, the real surprise that really unfolded from that Representative Neal letter was the suggestion that people were not getting stimulus because of communications between SSA and Treasury. This has actually not been the real problem. The problem has been the delivery of checks, not the identification. There's hundreds of thousands of viewers of this channel who appear currently in the irs.gov tool with a delivery date, with their name, with their social security number, and they're on SSI and SSDI. And they've been there far before the Representative Neal letter existed. So why did Representative Neal write that letter? He wrote the letter because people are missing stimulus checks, but he got the reason why they're missing it totally wrong. The reason why they are missing stimulus checks is they haven't been delivered. Hundreds of thousands of viewers appear in the tool and have not gotten the check far before he wrote the letter. So the check delivery has been the real issue. This is what you need to know. March 31st is the third effective wave of the stimulus check. Is it the final wave? We don't know. When there was the first wave, we were told it was the only wave. When there was a second wave, a week ago yesterday, IRS said, this is the final one. If you don't get it now, it's in the mail. Well, guess what? Then there was the third one. So could there be a third wave of stimulus checks by direct deposit this following Wednesday after this one? Possibly. This is also what you need to know. Deposits just appear. Deposits just appear. They generally do not show any alert ahead of time. Yes, some viewers have gotten an alert from Direct Express for tomorrow, March 31st. Yes, some viewers have gotten alerts for direct deposits from big banks for tomorrow. Yes, some people have gotten alerts from credit unions for tomorrow. But most of the time, it just appears. Viewers of this channel have received advance deposits also for tomorrow. That includes MetaBank and NetSpend. But that is for tomorrow. If you don't show the deposit appearing tomorrow, it's likely in the mail. Now, here is what happens if you do not have a result for your name and you do not appear in the irs.gov tool and you've not shown a deposit tomorrow. You're likely in the mail. But which day are you in the mail? Are you from the second wave in the mail? Or are you from the third wave in the mail? When should you expect the receipt in the mail? Coming up later in this video, I'll explain to you which day you may be in. Ultimately, the most important thing you need to know is watch the mail every single day. But I'm going to show you how many viewers of this channel are in that second wave of mail delivery and why you should see where you are as well. I'll be back in just 60 seconds with more about this, and additionally, more shocking developments about forced stimulus for tomorrow. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now as the coffee's brewing, the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and it's a big birthday week here on LALATE. If you've not subscribed, give a birthday subscribe. It's free to subscribe. You don't want to miss a single recording across the board. And boy, yesterday was a big day. We learned a lot from the viewers of this channel helping one another. Always help one another. Meantime, like this video. Let's do 2,000-3,000 likes. And if you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. Now is the time to become a member because there's going to be a lot of new PDFs as that forced stimulus bill rolls out tomorrow. The link to become a member is at the top of the chat and also in the pinned comment. That forced stimulus package rolls out Wednesday, and it'll have 3 items in there. climate, infrastructure, and stimulus. Now, when you see the bill, you may initially dislike it. Why? I'm pre-warning you. Because the president has one idea for the bill. The Temple of Doom, yeah, she's back, has a second idea for the bill. But the Democrats, yes, the Democrats in the Senate have another idea for the bill. They have already indicated they're not going to support the bill if a series of things aren't done. And despite what the president does, they're going to block it unless they have what they want in there. They're pushing for a lot of good stuff that helps you. What are they pushing for? That reoccurring stimulus check every month until the end of this year, $2,000 a month, presumably for 6, 7, 8 months, which will be $12,000, $16,000. They won't be writing the bill, so they will be vocalizing that when the bill heads to the Senate. So you wouldn't see that tomorrow. Then there are other Democrats say they won't support the bill if it raises taxes. It will be raising taxes. And they also say they won't be supporting it if the president doesn't get Republicans online. Well, guess what? They won't. A new report says that Chuck Schumer has not one, but 2 reconciliations still at hand. Why are there 2 reconciliations? Let me explain. Normally, you only have one opportunity to do a tow truck and a tow hitch per year, a reconciliation. But the one that was used in January was a saved over one from last year. So the Chuck Schumer intends to use this year's reconciliation for 4 stimulus, the bill coming on Wednesday. Then there's a report that Chuck Schumer intends to use another reconciliation, 5th stimulus, under a concept of Section 304. Section 304 allows an individual to claim they want to modify a prior reconciliation bill with another reconciliation bill. Will it work? I don't know. It's a 50-50. But for now, it's important to understand that your 4th stimulus bill, the one introduced by the president tomorrow, will go by reconciliation. He won't need Republicans to support it. And ultimately, it will get to the finish line with whatever Democrats want in there. And if they want reoccurring stimulus checks, they will get it in there. What will the reoccurring stimulus checks look like? They may not look like what was debuted over the weekend in that standalone bill of $2,000 the first month and $1,000 every month thereafter, but it may be stimulus checks of a smaller magnitude than was detailed. The idea from this weekend was stimulus checks that continue for a year after the pandemic's over. That's not likely to happen. If you did not catch the big news from SBA has increased the EIDL loan process now. So if you have an existing EIDL loan, as longtime viewers of this channel, you can now increase it for the first time ever. Go to sba.gov for more. Meantime, the SBA shuttered venue grant is about to go live, and they're accepting pre-application requests. So go to them for more about that as well. What's important to understand is that a $1,400 third stimulus check may land in the mail. And who will get a $1,400 third stimulus check in the mail? People on SSI and SSDI have gotten the $1,400 third stimulus check in the mail. People on Direct Express have gotten the mail. Who will continue to get in the mail? People on SSI and SSDI and Social Security and Rail benefits. People who have a Direct Express Comerica card will get it in the mail. And people who receive their benefits every month on a bank card or bank deposit, whether it's a checking account or savings account, will get in the mail. Why do we know this? Because it's happened. Because IRS told us, and that it is going to happen as well. I have hundreds of thousands of viewers who are on the Direct Express card by Comerica and get the alerts that it's not coming to the card, but by mail. That mail date was either March 26th or April 2nd to April 5th. So please watch the mail every day. If you do not get the direct deposit, it's in the mail. And in fact, IRS's final advisory is that if you didn't get it last week on March 24th, it's in the mail. Well, here we go, and there we are. This is what you need to know between that 26th and that first, second, third, and fourth dates. Let me go over it. That March 26th check is late. It's simply late, the mail check. And I have a lot of viewers that are waiting and wondering where their March 26th check is. The great news is we now know it's late. About 100 plus viewers got it late yesterday on the 29th. So your late check may show up today, the 30th. Use that informed delivery tool from USPS that I detail on this channel to track where that check may be in the mail. Second, if you have a IRS tool result of May 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, your check may land later this week or early next week. The tool, when it shows a date and a check, it does not mean that's the date the check is sent or the date you receive it. It means that's the date on the corner of the check. So normally you would get the check 2 days ahead of time, but in this case, the checks are running a little bit late. So let's see what's going on with that over the next few days. Finally, if you use the IRS tool and you have no results, understand what's going on. What's going on is there's a big push of checks going by mail. And what you need to do is watch what's going on with the viewers' channel. If you have no IRS tool result named for you and you have no update from Direct Express or no update for your bank, then you might be in the March 26th mail check group and getting that check today in the mail. Or you may be in the May 2nd to May 5th group and getting your check in the mail next week. What's important to understand is the following. We have absolutely no particular place for one group that is only in that place. Every group is going by check and by mail. Every group is going first wave and second wave and third wave in the check and the mail. And across the board, what's important to understand is that some people may be a little adverse to the notion of a check in the mail. But if you miss the check in the mail and you don't look at the mail, you won't get the check and your bank won't have alert about it. You'll never get alert from Direct Express and you will never get alert anywhere else. And if you try to replace a missing check, boy, that is not a good circumstance. So what else is important to know as we go into the new day? What's important to know as you go into the new day is this new video from Dr. Walensky, which, in the days in which we had the new LA on this channel, you've seen her almost on a daily or bi-daily basis. You have never seen her break down in emotions like this video. In this video, she is in near tears. Why? Because the virus is resurging at a number no one thought should happen. It is now growing at 5% per day. There is now 5% more COVID cases per day to day in 30 plus states. And now there is 16% to 20% more COVID cases per week across the country. This is as spring break revelers hit South Beach and Las Vegas. This is as governors lift restrictions. This is as young adults party with no mask in ignorance of CDC guidelines. Let's listen to her message.
The last person to touch someone else's loved one because their loved one couldn't be there. I know what it's like when you're the physician, when you're the healthcare provider, and you're worried that you don't have the resources to take care of the patients in front of you. I know that feeling of nausea when you read the crisis standards of care and you wonder whether there are going to be enough ventilators to go around and who's going to make that choice. And I know what it's like to pull up to your hospital every day and see the extra morgue sitting outside. I didn't know at the time when it would stop. We didn't have the science to tell us. We were just scared. We have come such a long way. 3 historic scientific breakthrough vaccines, and we are rolling them out so very fast. So I'm speaking today not necessarily as your CDC director, and not only as your CDC director, but as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter, to ask you to just please hold on a little while longer. I so badly want to be done. I know you all so badly want to be done. We are just almost there, but not quite yet. And so I'm asking you to just hold on a little longer, to get vaccinated when you can, so that all of those people that we all love will still be here when this pandemic ends. The trajectory of the pandemic in the United States looks similar to many other countries in Europe, including Germany, Italy, and France. Looked like just a few weeks ago. And since that time, those countries have experienced a consistent and worrying spike in cases. We are not powerless. We can change this trajectory of the pandemic, but it will take all of us recommitting to following the public health prevention strategies consistently while we work to get the American public vaccinated. I'm calling on our elected officials, our faith-based communities, our civic leaders, and our other influencers in communities across the nation. And I'm calling on every single one of you to sound the alarm, to carry these messages into your community and your spheres of influence. We do not have the luxury of inaction. For the health of our country, we must work together now to prevent a fourth surge. And after that honest plea, I want to reflect on so many reasons we have to be hopeful and why your actions today can get us out of this soon. As I shared last week, we continue to get more and more real-world evidence on the protection of COVID-19 vaccines provide. And CDC scientists have been working since these vaccines were first authorized to expand the evidence supporting their effectiveness. Today, I'm excited to share information about a new CDC-led study that's being published in the MMWR.
What's important to understand is that as she speaks with strong voice for Americans to adhere to guidelines, wear masks, to socially distance, and not party out of control in South Beach and Las Vegas without masks and without vaccination. The issue is that Americans are not heeding those instructions. People are stubbornly not following CDC guidelines, and now the virus is resurging. A lot of the stimulus is based upon when the virus and the pandemic ends, and now we're going the other direction once again. In a similar message, as a personal message to the viewers of this channel, I've seen a level of viewership in which viewers only want to believe that their stimulus check is coming by direct deposit and nowhere else. They have gone to incredible depths to say it's only by direct deposit, it's only by direct express card, it's only there and nowhere else. I deeply implore you to check the mail, to ensure you watch the mail, because the IRS's advisory is the most recent advisory and the most up-to-date advisory, which is a large amount of you will never get it in direct deposit or direct express or your big bank. It will be in the mail. I want you to have the stimulus check, and as a family, I ensure that you make sure you watch that mail, because ultimately, in the end, this is a very small envelope. And if you disregard this envelope, this will be your stimulus check. This is the opportunity to get that stimulus check, so please check the mail. Please understand it could be there this week and next week under this third wave. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. It's a big week, and boy, there's a lot of news today as well. I don't want you to miss a single minute across the board. Wall Street was relatively calm yesterday. The Dow and Nasdaq remained relatively flat. This was after this very bad CDC report and those numbers from Johns Hopkins about resurgence of the virus. But could Wall Street go the other direction? I'll be staying with that as well. The 10-year Treasury note remains relatively calm as well. Also, like this video. Let's try to do 3,000 likes. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VOP. Whatever information you ever see, if you see new information, you're a tool. If you see new information from a direct deposit alert, send me a DM on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It helps me and it helps other viewers. Share the information you have so as a family together, we get to the finish line. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful morning. And thank you for joining me on Early Mornings How I Like It.